Good afternoon, and welcome to the College of Education and Health Professions 2019 Commencement Exercise. Before we begin our ceremony today, I invite you to please stand for the singing of the national anthem by the incredible Lisa Kolczak. Lisa.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate the accomplishments of this outstanding group of students. It's an exciting day for all of you, our graduates, and it's an exciting day for our faculty who are here with us as well. We're proud of all of you, and I'm reminded of a short quote from a British mathematician, a guy by the name of Alfred Whitehead, who said, "No one who achieves success does so without acknowledging the help of others. The wise and the confident acknowledge this help with gratitude." His quote reminds me that your accomplishments are indeed your own, but they have benefited from many people around you. So please hold your applause for just a minute. And I first ask that if there are any mothers or fathers in the audience with us today of the graduates, please stand up. Hold your applause, but if you're a mother or father, please stand up. All right, keep standing for a minute. Now, are there any brothers and sisters out there of graduates? If you're a brother or sister, please stand up and keep standing. Now, are there any grandparents or aunts, uncles, spouses, partners, friends of graduates here this afternoon? If so, please stand as well. So to our graduates here on the floor, let's turn to these people standing all around you and thank them. You may be seated. Graduates, as you remember your time here at the University of Arkansas, you will no doubt remember a class or two, whether it was in the Epley Center or in Peabody Hall, hiking down the hill to the Hyper Building, or more likely hiking up the hill from the Hyper Building. Your classes were the scaffolding of your time here, and your teachers, our faculty members, were the ones who provided substance to that structure. So I ask all of our faculty members in attendance this afternoon to please stand and be recognized. Our faculty. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'd now like to acknowledge several individuals and groups, and first we have a number of guests on the platform, and I ask them to please stand and remain standing until we've introduced all of them. And audience, I'd ask you to please just hold your applause for a minute till everybody's been introduced. Our commencement speaker today is a U of A graduate, professional athlete, Dominique Scott, an individual who needs no introduction, our good friend, Provost Jim Coleman, Vice Provost for Faculty Affairs, University Professor, Dr. Ro DeBrezzo, Chair of our Faculty College Council, Dr. Lisa Bowers, Associate Dean, Dr. Ketevan Mamiseshvili, Assistant Dean, Dr. Steve Ditmore, Director of the Mann School of Nursing and Billings Endowed Chair, Dr. Susan Patton. Department Head of Curriculum Instruction, Dr. Cheryl Murphy. Department Head of Rehabilitation, Human Resources, and Communication Disorders, Dr. Michael Hevel. From the Department of Health, Human Performance and Recreation, Dr. Matt Gagnon. Department of Occupational Therapy Director, Dr. Sherry Muir. Representing the Department of Education Reform, Distinguished Professor, Dr. Patrick Wolf. And I believe Lot Rolfe from the National Alumni Association Board of Directors is here as well. We also have our 3 Alumni Award winners, Dr. Meredith Brunin from the University of South Carolina Upstate, Dr. G. David Gerhardt from the University of Arkansas Fayetteville, Mark O'Neill, the Director of Medical Operations and Athletic Training for the Chicago Cubs, and interpreting for us today are Diane Bowles and Mary Wenkus. So please join me in recognizing our wonderful guests today. We also have with us our senior scholars. Senior scholars are incredible. They exemplify extraordinary levels of scholarship with a perfect 4.0 GPA. That's all A's in every single class. They're an incredible group of students. They'll be recognized as their degrees are awarded, but I ask all of our senior scholars and first-ranked senior scholars to stand and please be recognized. You may be seated. You may be seated. I'm now pleased to introduce Dr. Lisa Bowers, who's chair of our Faculty College Council, and she's going to bring greetings from our faculty. Dr. Bowers.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the faculty, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 2019 College of Education and Health Professions Commencement. Honored guests, members of the faculty, colleagues, and most importantly, our distinguished graduates, welcome. Class of 2019, I extend my warmest congratulations to all of you today. I am proud to share this moment with all of you. To all of the family and friends with us today, and all those who could not be here in person and may be watching the ceremony, thank you. Thank you for the encouragement that you have offered to our graduates, and for the sacrifices that you have made so that all of our graduates could earn their degree. Graduates, would you please take a moment, just once again, to acknowledge all of those who supported you, both near and far. On the first day of classes held at the newly established University of Arkansas in 1872, there were 4 teachers and 8 students. This small group would undoubtedly be both surprised and pleased to know that today there are more than 23,000 undergraduate students being taught by over 1,300 faculty members. One of the first traditions established by U of A graduates in 1905 was Senior Walk, where graduates wrote their names in the wet cement close to the steps of Old Main. Today, with the conferring of your degree, you will have earned the privilege of joining your fellow U of A alumni on the more than 4 miles of walkways and sidewalks around campus engraved with the names of our graduates. This is a rite of passage that ensures you are forever a part of the U of A family, and we look forward to having you return to campus to continue your participation in school events and traditions. Let's look a little more specifically at today's 605 COHEP graduates. You hail from Hawaii to Massachusetts, truly representative of from sea to shining sea. And we even have a graduate from Australia who will take home a University of Arkansas degree today. 11 majors are represented by you, our graduates. 250 students from Health and Human Performance will graduate in areas ranging from kinesiology, public health, recreation and sports management, to exercise science. You are sure to improve our health outcomes, enhance the quality of our lives, and you are charged with keeping us Arkansans involved in a healthy, active lifestyle. Congratulations for being willing to undertake this important mission. To my 77 future speech-language pathologists graduating today, well done. It has been a pleasure to be a part of your academic journey, which some of you will continue here at the University of Arkansas or other schools in order to become an SLP serving people with communication disorders. To the future 113 nurses out there, I know Arkansas and beyond will look forward to excellent care because of you. Whether you plan to work in oncology, trauma, labor and delivery, or another area, we are thankful you have chosen to serve us. Personally, I'm hoping not to see any of you for a long, long time. To the 130 future educators graduating today, I thank you. My son starts kindergarten in August, and just like me, parents all over our area will be excited to see your well-designed educational environments and curriculum this August as you greet our eager learners. Some of you in Human Resource and Workforce Development and the Bachelor's of Nursing degree completion programs took additional coursework as you worked full-time in your chosen profession. We commend you for your extra efforts and dedication. Whatever path that brought you here today, whatever major you chose to pursue, whatever challenges you had to overcome, the work was hard. The sacrifices were real, and so are the rewards. You set a goal, and you figured out how to achieve it. While you take a moment to reflect on how you made it to today's finish line, allow us to offer you a round of applause. This is also a time to acknowledge and celebrate your unwavering commitment to advance both education and health professions. While your degrees vary considerably, the distinction is not as vast as one may think. You are all prepared to meaningfully contribute to our interconnected future. It is our hope that you will continue to serve and empower others in your own distinctive ways. As I look out at you, I see both great accomplishment and great hope. You are about to cross the stage as an individual, but also as a collective group of future professionals who will serve others in this world. As graduate names are called, you may be tempted to count down the names until it is your turn, something I've never done at a commencement, I assure you. However, I encourage you to connect the names of your fellow graduates with their degrees. These are your future colleagues, your community's activity coordinators, your health coaches, your son or daughter's future educators, your parents' nurses, your speech therapists, and many other people you or your loved ones may come to rely on. On the flip side, when your name is called, savor the moment, all of the pomp, all of the circumstance, and share in the joy as we share in the joy with you as well. So to the class of 2019, we celebrate you and officially welcome you to tonight's ceremony.
Thank you, Dr. Bowers, for your remarks and for representing our outstanding faculty today. I'm now pleased to welcome and introduce tonight's speaker, Dominique Scott. You can read her biography in the program, but I'd like to mention just a few things about her. She's a native of Cape Town, South Africa, and came to the U.S. to run and study at the University of Arkansas. She was a 5-time NCAA champion, 10-time SEC champion, and 8-time American cross-country indoor and outdoor track champion. She's currently a professional middle distance runner for Adidas International. In addition to her running, she works hard to give back to her community, whether building community by organizing and leading public runs in her NWA Runners Unite program, or through a middle school girl running program called the Dom Squad. Women's Running magazine called her one of 21 women who are changing the world through running. So please help me welcome the voice of a generation, a global citizen, and UA graduate, Dominique Scott.
Thank you, and a special thanks to Dean Miller for inviting me here today. Parents, family, faculty and staff, and especially graduates, good evening. A few months ago, your dean asked me if I would be the guest speaker at your commencement ceremony. To be honest, I was totally surprised that Dr. Miller thought I would be a good candidate to address you all on this very significant day. When I started to think about what I would say, I struggled, as normally commencement speeches give some sort of wisdom or life-changing advice that the speaker has learned throughout their life. But it was only 3 years ago that I was writing my final college exam in the Walton Business School, handing in my Scantron, and walking to Dixon Street to celebrate with my friends. In those 3 years, a lot has happened and changed, and yet I'm still trying to figure out this post-college adult life. So I started writing a list of the most helpful things I've learned in the past few years that I could pass on to all of you. Number 1, tomato is pronounced tomato. A zebra crossing is called a crosswalk. And number 3, you don't carry coffee in a flask. That's a thermos. Of course, I'm just kidding. I'm sure you guys already knew all of those things, and those obviously aren't the most important lessons I've learned. But I sure am glad I learned them when I did, the very first week of class. Even though I'm still figuring out this whole adult life, I have learned a few things along my journey to becoming the woman you see today that hopefully I can pass along to you. So my story starts with little Dom, just after my 12th birthday, blonde hair, blue eyes, and full of life. I was sitting on the couch watching the 2004 Athens Olympic Games. I was captivated by how the whole world came together to support their countrymen, and how the athletes were so focused and composed while the whole world watched them become part of the 1/1,000,000th part of 1% of people who can call themselves Olympians. And in that moment, I decided that I wanted to represent my country in the biggest sporting event in the world, the Olympic Games. Later that year, something else happened that would change the course of my life. I came to the United States of America for the first time. My parents brought my sister and I to North Carolina for the Christmas holidays. And while on that trip, my family drove me around to neighboring universities. At each university, we stopped at their outdoor track, and I ran one single lap. Even though I was only 12 years old, I was nowhere near making decisions for tertiary education. It was on this trip that the dream was born to earn a scholarship to attend university in the States. Ever since I've been 12 years old, I've been making choices to invest in my future, hopefully helping me get just one step closer towards achieving these 2 goals. These choices have never come with a guarantee, and the result was always unknown. Yet, I decided to follow my gut instinct, or my heart, or whatever was pulling me in that direction. It wasn't until high school when I discovered which sport would give me the best chance of achieving both of those goals. At 14 years old, in the middle of my school year, I stood up in front of my home class and told my friends and teammates that I would be moving schools. I moved to a boarding school, a school where track and field was offered as a sport, and there was a coach with a group of keen young athletes that I could train with on a daily basis. The following year, my sophomore year of high school, my track coach pulled me aside one afternoon of practice. He discussed how he thought that I was not training at my full potential because I was coming to practice every day already exhausted from my other sports practices. And he suggested that I give up my other sports and put all my focus and energy into my running. 3.5 years later, the choice of moving to boarding school, away from my family and friends, and giving up my other sports seemed like it was going to pay off. Because in my senior year of high school, coaches from the States started recruiting me, one being Lance Harder, the head of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Even though earning a scholarship to come to and study in the States had been one of my dreams and something I'd been working towards for a very long time, leaving South Africa, my friends and family, and all that was familiar to me was the hardest thing I've ever done. My parents had to remind me that I was getting the opportunity to live out a dream, and I couldn't turn that down. So I made the hard choice and packed my life into 2 suitcases, believed in myself, and followed the unknown to live out one of my childhood dreams and hopefully take one step closer towards achieving the other. My freshman year in America was a very hard adjustment. Just like most freshmen, I was in a place I knew nothing about, and I was miles and miles away from my friends and family, maybe a few more miles than most. The other adjustments came at practice. I was not the best runner on our team, nor was I even the best freshman on our team. At my first cross-country NCAA cross-country championships, I placed 144th. Not great. This is when I decided I had to make another investment. I knew that if I wanted to make the most out of this opportunity and live out this dream to the fullest, that I would have to eat, sleep, and recover like the athlete I wanted to be. After 5 years of living like the athlete I wanted to be, I can proudly say that I graduated from this amazing university, having won a few NCAA titles and helping the Arkansas women's track team win their first ever indoor and outdoor national team titles. Later that year, I got to live out my other childhood dream of competing in the Olympic Games. Running out onto the blue Olympic track, wearing the green and gold South African uniform, about to compete in the women's 10,000, I looked up into the stands and saw my dad and husband cheering. And that was the moment when all the years of hard work and difficult choices became worth it, a moment I will always cherish. So even though I had achieved my 2 childhood dreams, I was still on the same journey of becoming the best version of myself, both on and off the track, and proudly representing Adidas and South Africa. However, because I had achieved both of my goals, I had to find a new why and reason behind what I was doing. So after quite some time of soul-searching, I realized that my drive had changed from wanting to achieve something for myself to wanting to inspire the younger generations. I want to show the young little Doms around the world that if you want something bad enough, you can make that dream a reality. So after discovering my new why behind the daily grind, I decided that I needed to take another step towards being a faster and stronger runner. I believe that every so often, you need to add a new stimulus to your training and to your life, something to continue pushing you and testing your mental and physical limits, because there's always someone working hard to take your place. So I made the risky decision, followed my heart once again, and changed coaches, joining a training group in Boulder. So that brings me to the present, standing in front of all of you today. Throughout my life, I have made some choices that I hoped would get me one step closer towards achieving my goals. I used to say that I've made sacrifices for my running career, until recently, when I stopped and thought about it. To me, sacrifice has a negative connotation, but being given the opportunity and the gift to be able to chase my dreams and make a living doing what I'm passionate about shouldn't have negativity associated with it. I believe we all have choices in life. We can choose to get up every day, set a goal, and work hard to accomplish the goal, or simply not and float by. If there's a common theme in my life, it can be summed up by the well-known poem by Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. At multiple times in my life, I've come to a crossroads. I've had the choice between following the familiar, more accessible, and usually the more straightforward course through life, and the other, less populated option with more uncertainty and risks. I've always chosen the road less traveled. When you walk out of here today, you will have a choice: to follow the well-driven road or to choose the road less traveled. I'm going to leave you with this quote by Thomas Jefferson. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. I hope you walk out of Bud Walton's doors this evening feeling optimistic and eager to follow your gut instinct and heart, to believe in yourself, possibly down the road less taken. Thank you.
Thank you, Dominique, for such an inspirational address. And I understand that when you ran for Arkansas, your supporters were called the Dom Squad. Is that right? Well, I think today all of us are part of the Dom Squad, and we certainly thank you. This year, we continue our recognition of outstanding alumni, people who used to sit in the same seats that you're sitting in. The Dean's Advisory Council began these awards to honor outstanding alumni from our college in their respective fields of study. And I want to call your attention to the printed program that lists the many accomplishments by all 3 of our outstanding alumni. Provost Coleman, would you please escort to the podium our first Alumni Award winner, Dr. Meredith Brunin. She was taking a selfie. Dr. Brunin's the recipient of the 2019 Outstanding Young Alumni Award. She earned a BA in International Relations and Middle Eastern Studies, as well as an MED and an EDD in higher education. She began her career working in development at Northwest Arkansas Community College before assuming the role of Assistant Vice President for Development at the University of West Florida. She's now the Vice Chancellor for University Advancement at the University of South Carolina Upstate in Spartanburg, one of the fastest growing universities in the United States. And just last week, she was named Interim Chancellor of USC Upstate. Thank you, Dr. Brunin, for coming back to campus and allowing us to recognize your accomplishments with the 2019 Outstanding Young Alumni Award. Congratulations. Provost Coleman, would you now please escort Dr. G. David Gerhardt to the podium? Some of you may know Dr. Gerhardt. He's the recipient of our Outstanding Alumni Award in Education. He received a BA from Westminster College in Missouri and a JD in Law and EDD in Higher Education from the University of Arkansas. Having worked in university development throughout his entire career, Dr. Gerhardt served as the Vice President for Development at Penn State before returning to Arkansas to hold a similar position on our campus. After leading the U of A to a record $1 billion capital campaign, he was named Chancellor, serving the U of A from 2008 through 2015. He's currently a professor of higher education and just 2 weeks ago was recognized by ASG as a 2019 Outstanding Faculty Member. Dr. Gerhardt, thank you for your continued dedication and commitment to education and for joining us here today. Provost Coleman, would you now please escort Mark O'Neill to the podium? Mark's the recipient of our Outstanding Alumni Award in Health and Human Services. He holds a BS in kinesiology with an emphasis in athletic training from right here at the University of Arkansas. And over the last 25 years, he's participated in many speaking engagements related to athletic training and sports medicine, including the University of Arkansas's very own athletic training program. Mr. O'Neill currently serves as a Senior Director of Medical Operations and Athletic Training for the Chicago Cubs, as well as President of the Professional Baseball Athletic Trainers Society. And it was just announced actually last week or earlier this week that he's accepted the position as head trainer for the Razorback basketball team. My only wish for Mr. O'Neill is that his career would have been with the Cardinals instead of the Cubs. Congratulations, Mark, on your incredibly successful career, and thank you so much for being on campus today.
No, so good.
This has certainly been a great year for our college, and the quality of our students receiving their degrees today is unsurpassed. We'll be recognizing students who are receiving the Bachelor of Science, the Bachelor of Science in Education, and the Bachelor of Science in Nursing as members of the 2019 graduating class. This morning, graduate students in our college received their master's, specialist, and doctoral degrees at the university-wide commencement. Aaron Abbott and Madeline Jones will serve as our announcers this evening. Now, will the marshals please escort our graduates for the presentation of their diplomas? We'll begin with our senior scholars.
Madison Boulay, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Hannah Cogburn, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Caleb Coleman, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Alicia Nicole Daniel, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Ashlyn Dunham, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Fisher, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Nathaniel Garcia, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Mackenzie Manning, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Brooke Ashlyn Marshall, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Olivia Sarah Melton, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Ashley Miller, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Sarah Ann Shipley, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Lindsay Aline Thelman, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Sophia Marie Vincent, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Patricia Wazalewski, first-ranked senior scholar, highest distinction. Annalise Zering, first-ranked senior scholar, summa cum laude. Dr. Michael Hevel, head of the Department of Rehabilitation, Human Resources, and Communication Disorders, will assist with presenting degrees from his department. Evelyn Grace Day, senior scholar, summa cum laude. Janet Renee Wagner, senior scholar, summa cum laude. Bailey Nicole Crumpler, senior scholar, highest distinction. Sophia Paige Thompson, senior scholar, highest distinction. Bethany Erica Kimmey, senior scholar, highest distinction. Lauren Summer Pendleton, senior scholar, highest distinction. Kaitlyn Paige Brewer, senior scholar, highest distinction. Tessa Peterson, senior scholar, highest distinction. Cece Lewis, senior scholar, highest distinction. Haley Jordan Robertson, senior scholar, highest distinction. Rachael Carter. Jacob Briscoe. Erin Castandiata Hartley. Annie Marie Best. Elisabeth Kate Stoddard. Morgan Palmer, highest distinction. Leah Campbell. Caroline Rickman. Lacey Kaufman. Bridget Margareta Ann Jepson. Kimberly Mua. Kelly Fothery. Joel Elmer Fernandez. Sarah Sparks. Timothy K. Johnson. Hannah Catherine Edwards. Taylor Sego. Hannah Van Pelt. Kaitlyn Sanderson. Madeline Barnes. Madeline Elise Harrington. Taylor Alexis Dillon. Alexandria Vogel. Hannah Megan Jones. Justine Montgomery, summa cum laude. Amy Meek, summa cum laude. Hannah Reed Walker. Courtney Bell. Ashley Oline, summa cum laude. Lauren Burkhalter, summa cum laude. Lauren Chadwick. Ashley Worden, highest distinction. Victoria Walker. Madison Umberger, highest distinction. Hannah Ayers. Rachel Elizabeth Garman. Bailey Benson. Chandler Swift. Dusty Evans. Elizabeth Ashbaugh. Judith Annie Segura. Paige Lunsford. Madison Arrington McKisson. Lindy Lemaster, highest distinction. Caroline Hamilton. Madison Claire Rainwater, magna cum laude. Mary Catherine Thompson. Mariah McCall Freeman. Sydney Beaker. Abby Strasser. Dana Costin, high distinction. Andrea Bollinger. Taylor Dixon, high distinction. Ashton Clark, highest distinction. Laura Megan Humphreys, high distinction. Olivia Barclay. Amber Dixon. Peyton Howells, high distinction. Emily Urwitz, high distinction. Allison Gwynn, high distinction. Emma Menard, high distinction. Rachel Marie Rowland. Hannah Nicole Pelton. Rachel Celeste Baker. Jordan Liddell, high distinction. Madeline Smith, cum laude. Madison Nazilia. Leah Rose Matzo Laporte. Rolando Rodriguez, high distinction. Brianna Wilson. Anna Albers, high distinction. Jade Holloway. Danielle Jacqueline Salerno. Bailey Simon, highest distinction. Jordan Danielle Rogers.
Dr. Matt Ganio, head of the Department of Health, Human Performance, and Recreation, will assist with presenting degrees from his department. Jack Vincent Reynolds. Michael Dwayne Smith, diploma presented by Dr. Sharon Hunt, highest distinction. Dalton Patrick Smith. Mary Catherine Qualls. Ryan Allen Calloway Jenkins. Kaitlyn Carol Davis. Connor Hirsch. Jacob Alexander Leonard. Kendall Lee Hightower. Skylar Luke. Garrett James Clark, magna cum laude. Emily Allison Mann. Adri Coombs. Michael Allen Russell. Alyssa Osterholm. Brooks Pender, high distinction. Jennifer Stoynoff. Leanne Hook. Claire Elise Cook. Andrew O'Neill, summa cum laude. Muriel Eggers. Amanda Chittick. Hannah Eliza-Grace Osborne. Eden McGee. Bailey Whittington. Paige Kenningsater. Sarah Christine Young. Taylor Thornbrew. Madeline Ramsey. Alexa Shin Burciaga. Nina Marie Benavides. Greer McQuiston Lambert. Charlotte Fuller. Madeline Prosnick. Olivia Whitmore Hoyt. Lauren Nicole Deems, summa cum laude. Kayla Moody. Claudia Verstraten. Emily Jaycock. Kaylee Ann Sawyer. Leanne Robinson. Kelly Murray, summa cum laude. Brendan Prost. Jordan Daniel Martin. John Kagan Abney. Jake Ryan Zakovic. Reed Bushkull. Cameron Bucklew. James Ross Ratcliffe. Cordy Johnson. Jarrell Jensen. Lake Wabansi. Joelle Carey Pruitt. Mary Pristopino. Carly Huggins. Brila Lachey Monique Broadway. Kayla Brooke Accurso. Hannah Catherine Daniel. Ashlyn Kate Peach. Kendall Marie Brown. Victoria Corinne Weiss, cum laude. Brianna Renee Argon. Madison Combs. Sarah Catherine McConnell. Ivory Jade. Allie Anae Anderson. Sandra C. Azebo. Takia McCoy. Evan Burgess. Peyton Kerr Arneson. Hunter Salmon. Haley Ladner. Lauren Blahitka. Maggie Lene Scroggins. Sierra Faye. Allison Bethel. Andrew Gonsarchik. Ashley Hensley, magna cum laude. Jonna Charnette Warren. Zachary Don Bernie Waller. Michaela Danielle Goggins, magna cum laude. J. Jose Guzman Posada. Zachary S. Vaughn, magna cum laude. Garrett Austin Pierce, cum laude. Mason Sharp. Jackson Smith. Edward Sir. John Coleman Everett III. Mia Greer. Alexandra Catherine Percy. Megan Platt. Ryan Pitts. Wesley Parker. Austin Van Pook. Jameer Rodriguez. Kennedy Kress. Bailey Virginia Welch. Lauren Katarina Disper. Leah Marie Maury. Ashley Joyce. Blake Patrick Usano. Kaitlyn Lee Ogburn. Mackenzie May Carmen. Trey Killian. Wyatt Holtgrew. Tanner Douglas. Austin Toops. Kaylee Shanae Calhoun. Courtney Catherine Bromhall. Hannah Estelle Lito. Casey Sue Castro. Aiden Holubowicz. Fernanda Guitron Topetti. Jessica Nicole Lee, summa cum laude. Caitlin Estelle Simmons. Colton Wade. Cameron Williams. Kyle Vandergriff. Cody Young. Braden Warhurst. Madison Rose Hoteling. Anna Perryman. Alexandra Grace Arnold, high distinction. Jordan Resac, magna cum laude. Cody Nochisi. Nadia Willis. Lene Lauberg. Brianna Jordan Fox. Sarah Apple. Elisabeth Camarad. Landon Joseph Russo. Blake Verwort. Joseph J. Kirkendall. Reese Marie Christopherson, high distinction. Jack Thomas Sheffield. Andrew Davis Shapley II. Brett W. Fraser, magna cum laude. Anna Weir. Nicholas Shaw. Carabella Gourlay, high distinction. Maria Fossey. Okiana Valle de Jesus. Wrigley Joyce Garman. Caroline Netzer. Sydney Hare. Benjamin Edward Curry. Madeline Claire Bruce, high distinction. Margaret Allie Murkison. Sarah Peyton Ellerman. Hayden Fox. Lexi Lee France. Emily Marie Wish. Berkeley Oliver. Catherine Grace Newman. Taylor Garland. Chelsea Thomas. Madison Jacqueline Croft. Megan Ernman. Luke Gradisar. Megan Elizabeth Haas. Julia Claire McGill. Ashleen Gabriella Lightborn. Aubrey Lene Gibby. Ellen Claire Starnes. Andrew King. Chad Mustine. Noah Scott Sanders. Garrett Greenway. William Hurst, high distinction. Christopher Royce Scott. Samuel Connor Edwards. Riley Scott Duncan, magna cum laude. Abigail Joanne Downey. Sarah Beth Jones, highest distinction. Katie Nicole Branch. Hope Wages. Colleen Joan Kennedy, magna cum laude. Anna Kate Bryan. Megan Nelson, high distinction. Weston Rogers, highest distinction. Abigail Gruce. Mackenzie Anderson. Sydney Elizabeth McClone. Caroline Welch, high distinction. Aaron Kelly. Madison Strathman. William Hurt, high distinction. Amy Grace Frederick. Christopher Graham Briley. Austin Green. Sydney Lynn Dorch. Haley Jean Maxwell. Hunter Addison Douthit. Erica Chanthamart. Tyler Jason Jewell. Kobe Walker. Tai T. Thomas. Jalen Chanel Lowry. Talashay Rucker. Kiana Sanitra Foreman. Joelle White. Celeste Nicole Smith. Justice Brianne Ross. Elania Lacey. Morgan Alexis Norvell. McTelvin Obina Agim. Kendrick Jackson. George Madden. Jamarcus House. Coulter Gage Clements. Sean Foley, highest distinction. Benjamin Wright. Craig Thompson. Karen Michelle Bell, highest distinction. Anissa Reyna. Joelle Siebenhuner. Miranda Margaret Morton. Kaylee Elizabeth Ferguson, summa cum laude. Anna Elizabeth Spainauer. Allie Elizabeth Denton. Kelsey Doyle. Derek Brandon. Mahalet Chukala. Brooke Ashley Herbst. Summer Dawn Wilson. Felix Yanez.
Dr. Cheryl Burpee, head of the Department of Curriculum and Instruction, will assist with presenting degrees from her department. Brandon Johnson. Frances Camille Holland. Holly Hutchinson. Colton Watson. Sophie Grace Spann. Diana Maria Cortez. Morgan McDaniel, high distinction. Haley Paige Taylor. Elisabeth Smith. Samantha Turner. Sadie Ray Cozy. Elizabeth Peyton. Veronica Ganino Pereira. Maddie Milani, high distinction. Devin Michelle Ramsey. Kimberly Michelle Haraway. Haley Jones. Madison Paige Berryman. Kimmey Boonkong. Christian Bailey White. Ellen Ruth Carroll. Liam Weingartner. Sarah McElroy. Kayla Renee Milner. Whitney Danielle Watson. Dara Maxfield. Madeline Lane Bray. Hannah McLemore Scanlon. Summer Delvaux. Carly Lynn White. Lauren Crow, high distinction. Lindsay Joy Harley. Anne-Marie Vincenzo. Stacy Renee Wilcher. Chanel Marie Bristol. Amanda Bailey Mifflin. Catherine Jennifer Cook, high distinction. Catherine Paige Nornis. Kaitlyn Crawford. Karen Janet Merlot. Sarah Jessica Gordon. Morgan Nicole Ross. McKenna Jane Ramsey, high distinction. Matthew Thomas. Rebecca Daniel. Seth Francis. Shelby Lynn Vick. Bentley Ray Buckminster, highest distinction. Emily Darnell, high distinction. Ella Christine Duke, highest distinction. Bailey Wheeler. Kendall Joe Sykes. Jessica Brooke Gordon. Rachel Jessica Wilson. Ashton Chowdhury, highest distinction. Claire Marie Kennedy. Mary Claire Bunker. Ashton Gail Yarbrough. Mackenzie Lee Arisman. Madeline Marie Tober. Morgan Brittany Hicks. Allison Nicole Haley, senior scholar, highest distinction. Kimberly Seifert. Taylor Price, highest distinction. Peyton Bill, high distinction. Sydney Marie Angel. Sarah Greer. Peyton Elizabeth Smith. Raylan B. Davis. Peyton Etzel, high distinction. Reagan Sarah Bryant. Emily Sanders. Katie Henderson. Brooklyn Forsgren, high distinction. Emily Shores. Lydia Claire Lucien. Catherine Grace Henson, summa cum laude. Tara Elizabeth Lahorn, high distinction. Taryn Magdalene Smith. Frances Grace Restrepo. Brittany Vanessa Smith, high distinction. Bailey Nicole Shuck, high distinction. Kennedy Polk. Kate Keith. Kaitlyn Janney. Lindsay Carol Hannah, high distinction. Jillian Rose Blanc, high distinction. Natanya Janelle Gladner. Ashley Gabry. Ariana Munoz. Kaylee Rose Still, high distinction. Morgan May Strickland, highest distinction. Madison Nicole Foshi. Hayden Williams. Samantha Hellman. Kara Michelle Harmon. Andy Riley. Chloe Marie Quinn. Suanna Paige Clark. Madison Reasoner. Reagan Danielle DeClerc. Sydney Anderson Schiffler. Mackenzie Ashlyn Job, high distinction. Lexi Ward, high distinction. Sarah Steiner. Rebecca Yeager, summa cum laude, diploma presented by Dr. Timothy Yeager. Brooke Hancock. Lindsay Whip. Alicia Decole Keys. Dulce Silva. Jessica Michelle Carter, high distinction. McKenna Bean. Sydney Bray. Kylie Paige Isaac, high distinction. Ann Maris Russell, high distinction. Elizabeth Wharton. Jordan Cantor. Madison Robertson. Sierra Cheyenne Clay, highest distinction.
Dr. Susan Patton, Director of the Eleanor Mann School of Nursing, will now assist with presenting degrees from her school. Megan Michonne McBee. Faith Culpepper, high distinction. Shayna Cheatwood. Adriana Fletcher. Joey Carlisle. Megan Hayes. Candace Bosted, diploma presented by Dr. Jonathan Johnson. Rachel Renee Carmine, high distinction. Nicole Annette Devo, high distinction. Kennedy Falwell, high distinction. Perry Clay, cum laude. Emma Barnes, highest distinction. Kira Ashley Lewis. Hayden Alexis Reeves. Mackenzie Granadia. Cambry Keller. Kyle Racklin. Brianna Stover. Hannah Armstrong, highest distinction. Jesse Burnett, high distinction. Julie Bays. Mark Jarrell. Audrey Ruth Bledsoe. Meredith Renee Mulder, high distinction. Morgan Elizabeth Freeling, high distinction. Sarah Catherine Smith. Caroline E. Bax. Brittany Daniels, high distinction. Sarah Noman, high distinction. Hannah Elise Shalazy, high distinction. Jillian Maka Webeck, highest distinction. Madeline Ayers, high distinction. Gracie Bollinger. Hannah Hallam, high distinction. Sarah Jane Gentry, high distinction. Bailey Wilkerson, high distinction. Rachel Suzanne Gill. Jenna Marie Baez, high distinction. Allison Whitney Jones, summa cum laude. Corinne Elise Davies. Darcy Price, highest distinction. Blair Francis Coaster, high distinction. Taryn Tennant. Susan Puckett. Marjorie Reddy Ulke. Maisie Pippin. Mackenzie Stratman, high distinction. Abigail Victoria Forsgren, highest distinction. Molly Marie Stingley, high distinction. Sydney Albrick, cum laude. Haley Davis, cum laude. Mishan Luders, summa cum laude. Mackenzie Volbrick, high distinction. Kira Christine Morris, high distinction. Sydney Wooten. Morgan Jalen Hoffman. Elizabeth Kaiser Hurt, high distinction. Emily Wolf. Kelsey Sato. Anne Catherine Gavin. Lauren K. Bauer, high distinction. Eleanor Faith Master. Morgan Zerline, high distinction. Stephanie Lynn Sevier, summa cum laude. Rachel Elizabeth Balzer. Jessica Elaine Terzakian. Carly Diane Russell, high distinction. Christy Lynn Duchanois, summa cum laude. Megan Lee March, cum laude. Peyton Margaret Lyon. Asher Beard. Christopher Charles Fine. Crystal Lee. Gretchen Schlegel, high distinction. Amanda Kojay, high distinction. Nicole Dorothy Tracy, high distinction. Catherine Davidson, high distinction. Aubrey Helling, highest distinction. Riley Michelle Blaha, highest distinction. Brooke Cousin, highest distinction. Kayla Underwood, high distinction. Taylor Marie Kingsley, high distinction. Hannah Noel Burns, cum laude. Ashley Jones. Kara Hydorf, high distinction. Haley Haldeman, summa cum laude. Megan Lutemeyer. Dylan Cole. Kelsey Miller. Sierra Rain Bacek, high distinction. Kelly Johnson, summa cum laude. Emily Farabend. Samantha Seifert. Cassandra Fuller. Ashley Scott, high distinction. Monica Regan. Madison Lawhead Hayes, high distinction. Callie Rachel Tripp. Lauren Christine Peterson, high distinction. Haley Morgan Setley, high distinction. Cyrus Benia.
One more time, please join me in a round of applause for all of our graduates. Now to our graduates, I'm sure some of what you're feeling right now is just plain excitement and perhaps a little bittersweet feeling as well about leaving Fayetteville. Some of you will leave Arkansas, some of you will stay, some of you will continue your education in graduate school. We'll see you soon on that. And some of you actually have jobs that start on Monday. Please know that you will all be missed and that we're truly proud of you and your accomplishments. Dostoevsky wrote in his novel, The Brothers Karamazov, "We shall soon part, and whatever happens to us in later life, if we attain to great honor or fall into great misfortune, still let us remember how good it was once here when we were all together, united by a good and kind feeling." Please do keep in touch with us as you venture into your lives and careers, and be sure to come back and check your name on Senior Walk. Now please stand and join the amazing Lisa Kolzak in singing the alma mater of the university. The words are included in your commencement program. Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Let me say thank you to just a few people who really made today possible before we go anywhere else or do anything else. Brandon Weston, Elisabeth McKinley, C.T. Erickson, Denise Bigner, Aaron Abbott, Madeline Jones, Kristen D'Angelo, Becky Todd, and Jeremy Batches put together all of the events today. So please, let's thank all of them. We have two more items of business before we are unleashed into the night. And the first one is all the moms in the audience, tomorrow's their day. Let's say congratulations and happy Mother's Day to them. The last thing we have to do today is I'd like Dr. Sharon Hunt to please come forward. You may or may not know Dr. Sharon Hunt. Sharon's been with us for about 3 decades. She's been a faculty member, a department chair, a dean, the faculty athletic rep, and she still wants to talk to Dominique about a few grades. But Sharon, we would love it if you would just, on your last official day, lead us in the calling of the hogs one more time.
I'd love to. You know how to do it.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you ready?
You ready?
Let's do it, Sharon. Will the marshals please prepare for the recessional?